Hello, everybody. I am Laura Olea, part of the curatorial team in Blog Hour. We are with Nao Usami for today's live interview, part of the program of online residency. She will tell us about her work, but for now I wanted to introduce a little bit this session. It will be a presentation of Nao's work, and after that we will have a talk with some questions, but feel free to jump in and share with us some comments on the discussion. This session will be recorded and upload to YouTube and Instagram, so just for you to know. And this is the last session of live interview of this term and this 3 months that we haven't spent. And in a couple of weeks, we will present the Open Studios event in Berlin and the virtual Open Studios with the online program. We're really excited. And it's just a heads up. And that's it. Maybe we can start the presentation now. Thank you so much, and the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you for introducing myself. And I will share my screen. Okay, and thank you for being here today. My name is Nao Usami. I'm an artist based in Tokyo, and now I work at a game company also. I graduated with a bachelor's degree from Tokyo University of the Arts Department of Design, and graduated with a master's degree from same university, Department of Film and New Media. I make games using 3D CG and make films and photography also. My current artistic interest is how to transform my body and how to combine with non-human objects like plants, animal, or machine. So I use 3D CG and make new creatures like this. I'd like to introduce my previous works. There are game applications. The viewer can play them with the controller. First, the title of this game is Light Dark Other. It was inspired by Marina Abramovich's performance art. And I exhibited this piece while in graduate school. In this game, two characters slap each other's cheeks. The player has a controller and you can freely switch the character's color of skin and hairstyles. So the characters might look black, white, yellow, and male, female, transgender, or transvestite, queer. And then they slap each other's cheeks forever. Next, the title of this game is Ambiguous Lucy. This is a world where human, animals, plants, and machines melt and fuse into one another in a complementary manner. And I exhibited this piece in a group exhibition. In addition to the game, I also made sculptures like this. This is a main character. I wanted to express how to quit the human body by shedding the skins and working on hands and knees like an animal. At the end of this game, you can choose which ones to fuse with. So, kind flower or sexy stone or cute machine. I wanted to explore how we can isolate ourselves from existing values and defy physical limits to choose our own bodies. Finally, I'd like to introduce my project for this residency program. The title is in front of me. I had planned to participate in a residency program in Berlin, but due to difficult situation in COVID-19, I decided to participate in the online program instead. So today there are many others besides me whose mobility is restricted, and they cannot see their families and partners or friends in their homeland. In this game, the main character looks like a skinless creature, and she's alone in her room. The viewer can move this character and touch the furniture like this animation. And when you touch a window, you will become wind to get out of this room. And when you touch our sink, then you will become water to escape this room. And also when you touch a plug, you will transform to electricity and you can get out of this room. So you will have a dream of becoming wind, water, or electricity or air to escape from this empty room. And that's it. Thank you so much for your kind attention. And if you want to know more about my work, please visit my website and follow my Instagram account and contact me anytime. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, I love the approach of your work. I think it's really interesting. Your medium is video games, and you create these universes. I would like to start with that question because I think your work somehow is the creation of a space with infinitive possibilities and different conjugations of reality. Um, the digital environment is for you a space of fluidity to change and delimitize appearances, gender, race, class. What are the goals in this digital worlds or these digital situations that you create?
Mhm. I really want to build a relationship where we understand and respect each other's ideas and opinions. Today, there are still many prejudices, especially in Japan. Same-sex marriage is not recognized, not allowed in Japan, and also women are often treated unfairly. So, but I cannot create a beautiful future in this real world. So instead, I'd like to create a parallel world in the digital world.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's a starting point to change or to portray some other aspect. For example, I would like to know about the interaction uh, with that player. In your case, in your artwork, you don't have viewers, you have players. Um, so how, when you start to design a new project, how do you start thinking about the perspective of that player? And if you think in creating video games with a lot of freedom or more guided interaction to open to these new worlds?
Mm-hmm. First, I consider the body of the viewer. Do they sit or stand, work, or walking around or stop? How do they hold the controller? I imagine their race, nationality, or gender. Then think about how
No.
and as for guided interaction, basically in the game, the author controls the viewer. I think that, however, sometimes the player finds bugs in the game and plays freely with those bugs. I think that is really interesting. The bugs are like eternal partners for games. As for the structure and scenario of the game, the author prepares several scenarios and the player follows them. However, player will die and come back to life so many times. So they can repeat the story over and over again. And they are playing the story in different ways. So in other words, they will be able to simulate different situations and find their own answers among them.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, I think it can be called freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Although you start your work in a digital environment and platforms, your work is usually show both online and offline. You have been in exhibitions in galleries and exhibition spaces. How do you think of these different ways of showing your art? How do you take a video game to an exhibition art space?
Actually, I have never tried an online exhibition before because I mentioned earlier with offline exhibition, I have some control over how the viewers watch the exhibition, watch my work. On the other hand, in the COVID-19 situation, we were sitting at home and watching a PC, phone, or TV. So at the time, I could only move my eyes and my fingertips only. So it was an interesting experience for me because I felt like that I was just a piece of flesh in front of the screen. And in this situation, we seem to be controlled by the government and the gaze of our neighbors. Also, when I had a cold, I felt like the viruses was controlling my body. So this was the first time I was interested in the act of opening a computer and viewing art online in an environment where I could not move my body. So I decided to participate online exhibition.
I would like to share kind of a weird question, but I think it's interesting. You are really young artist with a lot of edgy material, talking with questions really complex like gender, race, and class right now. So I wonder, what will be your dream project? Something that if you have a lot of resources, you would like to research and develop in the following years?
Mm-hmm. I have so many ideas, but recently I wish I could take my body out and put it away whenever I want. For example, I can close my female genitals and open when I am at work or during the daytime. I want to close it, but at night or I am at home, I want to open them. So I would like to create such a body, and you can open and close by placing a button or using an IC tip in your body. So the first thing I would like to do is to try to create such a body in the digital world.
Well, it's an interesting project and a possibility to the world. I think it's really interesting the way you approach and tackle down the questions of body through digital artwork. That's really amazing, the fluidity and the it's really interesting how you are doing without any prejudice to work with that kind of ironic and anarchic power of decision from the players. So that's really interesting. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. You can watch the video presentation and interview in YouTube and Instagram, and see you again in a couple of weeks in Virtual Open Studios. Thank you.